Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Newsroom Naija, your number one channel for deep and fearless and factual analysis of Nigerians' most pressing political security stories. I'm your host, Oluwayomi Temlola, and today we are diving into something both shocking and complicated. The chairman of Funtua local government in Katsina State, Honorable Abdu Goya, has been reported to have met with armed groups involved in banditry activities under what's been described as a peace initiative. Now, before you jump to conclusions, stay with me because as you will soon find out, this peace meeting could have consequences far beyond Futua, even affecting how the world now views Nigeria after Donald Trump's military threat and its classification of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. But first, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and don't forget to like this video if you believe peace should never come at a cost of justice. Let's start from the top. According to Sahara reporters, Honorable Abdu Goya's visit was part of an ongoing peace effort between Hausa communities and armed Fulani groups in parts of Funtua. He reportedly met with these groups to rebuild trust, reinforce dialogue, and push for the release of abducted individuals from earlier violent confrontations. Now, that sounds noble on paper, right? But here's the twist. This meeting came at a very sensitive time, just days after Donald Trump's stern warning about Nigerians' worsening religious persecution and the US threat of possible military action. So while Nigerians' image is already under intense international scrutiny, we suddenly have a local government chairman, not the army, not the police, not the national security advisor, sitting down with armed bandit leaders. Is that diplomacy or dangerous appeasement? Let's be very honest here. Meeting with terrorists or bandits under the banner of peace is not new in Nigeria. We've seen it before in Zamfara, in Kaduna, even in Sokoto State. But how many of those so-called peace deals actually brought lasting peace? Almost none. What usually happens is that after the talks, these groups rearm, they regroup themselves and return even more violent than before. Now, critics argue that such meetings, even when done with good intentions, undermine the authority of a state. Think about it. What message does it send to the military officers dying in the bushes of Katsina and Zamfara? What signal does it send to victims who lost loved ones or property? And what impression does it give the international community that's already questioning Nigerians' commitment to fighting terrorism? You see, every time a political figure legitimizes armed groups by negotiating directly with them, it weakens national resolve. It shifts the balance of power from the government to the gunmen because they believe that they are in charge. If these people can eradicate us, if they can fight us, they should actually be doing that, not coming to beg us, not coming to appease us. It shifts the power from the government to these gunmen. Yes, peace is very important, don't get me wrong, but peace without justice is like covering fire with grass. It will burn again. Now let's zoom out a bit. Trump's latest remarks have once again dragged Nigeria into global headlines. He didn't just criticize, he designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. That label is serious. It's used for nations accused of state-enabled persecution or tolerance of violence against specific groups. Now, combine that with reports of local officials like Honorable Goya meeting armed groups, and what do you get? A picture of a country that appears unable or unwilling to enforce its own laws. That's very bad optics, if you ask me. It feeds into the narrative that Nigeria is negotiating with terrorists while ordinary citizens suffer. And international diplomacy, perception is almost as powerful as reality. So when Washington or London looks at Nigeria, they no longer just see a security challenge, they see a governance crisis. Let's bring this home. In Katsina, President Buhari's home state, people have lived under fear for years. Farmers can't go to their farms, markets shut down without warning, and schools have been targeted repeatedly. Now imagine hearing that the chairman of your local government, the same person meant to support security forces, is instead sitting down with these very men, these same men who terrorized your community. How would you feel? For many locals, it feels like betrayal. Even if Goya's intention was noble, the optics are disastrous. It's almost as if the bandits are being rewarded with legitimacy while law abiding citizens are left unprotected. And this is where the peace argument collapses. You can't build peace on a foundation of fear and impunity. Now, let's not be naive. There is also politics at play here. Some analysts believe that these so-called peace meetings serve hidden political agenda goals to gain local popularity among vulnerable communities, one, to maintain alliances in volatile zones, or to shout before election. But here's the irony. Instead of building peace, these deals often buy temporary calm and long-term chaos. Because once those groups realize they can sit with politicians and negotiate, they gain leverage, and leverage in conflict zones equals power. So while leaders shake hands and take photos, the real war, the war for Nigerians' moral authority, continues to burn beneath. So what's the solution? The Nigerian government must take a multi-layered approach. One is to strengthen intelligence operations, stop relying on reactionary force. The second one is to enforce local vigilantes under strict federal oversight, which is why these governors have been clamoring for state police over the years. Thirdly, rebuild trust with victims, not with criminals. You don't have business shaking hands with criminals at all. While victims are still suffering, they are still agonizing from the torture, from the treatment that they have gotten from these criminals. You're rewarding criminals with photo ops and handshake. Like what? The government should still hold public officials accountable for every unsanctioned meetings with armed groups. And finally, Nigerians must stop sending mixed signals to the world. You can't say you're fighting terrorism on Monday and then pose for peace pictures with terrorists on Friday. The world is watching, and every inconsistency weakens our standing. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Honorable Goya's meeting was a genuine peace effort or dangerous political move that could empower bandits further? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be reading and responding personally. And if you found this breakdown insightful, smash that like button, subscribe if you have not already done that. Turn on your notes, your post notification bell, so you never miss our weekly and daily deep dives. Nigeria stands as a crossroad between peace built on truth and peace built on compromise. One will heal us, the other will haunt us. My name remains Oluwayomi Timlola, and this has been Newsroom Nigeria Report. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, silence is not peace.